Welcome to the reality anime verse, and this we're gonna be explaining the lore. The first one we starting off with is Aquarius, the god of Pokemon. The reason why I chose Pokemon to be the top is because little subliminal messages, images I have seen in my mind and stuff like that from shapeshifters and stuff. They always look like animals and stuff like that. So I thought that would be a good choice to go with, you know what I'm saying? Even for like God, because he even used animals sometimes, like it and get shape shifted into animals. Like if he is an evil God, he'll reincarnate into an animal or something else. He was also the first being created from energy, and he made all things from energy. That's actually another factor of God. Diogo, I actually want to make him an extension of God of Agrius, but this is the storyline, so this is how we're gonna use him. Diogo is the god of time, so if God not the only god of time and being, so we're gonna use Diogo as the other being, like so he's like something like an angel, but he's not all the way an angel. He can bend time with some of his powers too, so he got a lot of time control powers. Paul Kill, another extension of God, you know what I'm saying? But like he creates his own dimensions, and he can like he a space, like he a galactic type of Pokemon. You can control space and a few other things, but him creating his own dimensions and space is the main lore right there. Giratina is like a serpent. He's basically the devil. He manipulates, he attacks, you know what I'm saying? He's violent. He really don't have nothing good to do. He even tried to manipulate the beings to go against God himself. We had to use Mewtwo lore a little bit different, but he still created artificial Pokemon. But you know what I'm saying, they tried to create him from Mew, you know what I'm saying, which was a Pokemon supposedly created from one of the gods. Mew was created from one of the first gods, and he actually was like, Mew was supposed to be like a guardian or something like that, you know what I'm saying, along with some other Pokemon, but we gonna wait on bringing those other Pokemon into the story, but Mew is like a big, you know what I'm saying, character. He was even considered the first god at one time. The next lore and Pokemon we talk about is going to kind of split into other anime verses, but this is where we like compare Pokemon with Titans and other type of beings, and that's what this is supposed to be, Titans versus like the Greek gods war and stuff like that. Athena, we gonna kind of switch our character, but we keeping it because and there's Athena is actually a reincarnation, but we gonna use it as like they never knew exactly who Athena was in the first place. So even if they called her a reincarnation, they didn't know who she was. Like it could have been a real one, could have been a fake one. Zeus has a similar storyline because nobody knew who he was, so Zeus is split into two characters. I went and got the Zeus like the this is like a god image of Zeus that when they was calling him a god and stuff like that. So it is like Aquarius in a human form. And this is the great Saint Zeus, like, you know what I'm saying? This is like one of the original saints. Like, let's say Zeus was a hero, you know what I'm saying, that actually followed a righteous law, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna call them saints. And let's say Zeus is one of the original saints like that. And Zeus' war with the Titans will lead into more of the new generation war with the Titans, but nobody actually knew what the Titans looked like because they couldn't see them with their physical eyes. It was more like a spiritual mind eye, a third eye type thing. You know what I'm saying? And Seal would be like the new generation hero. And this would be one of the Titans, but only Titans is not the real identity or title, what they call, but they're monsters and shapeshifters, you know what I'm saying? So he bite, you know what I'm saying? He come to bite you in the neck, you know what I'm saying? Eat you, you know what I'm saying? Like the story a little bit with Zeus, but let's switch it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? The war with these titans will eventually lead to the Saints breaking up into there'll be multiple fractions and actual evil group. This group will be more into demonology and like making excuses why they using the demons. The next lore we get into the Buddha lore, the Enlightenment age. So we ain't gonna just put Jesus. We gonna put Jesus in between the mythology war with the Titans and in between Buddha age, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't know the true age of Jesus. The Buddha, the Buddhama would grow more followers and they would go and teach they teachings and they would gather up in their own camp, you know what I'm saying? Some of them do rituals or whatever, like fire rituals and temples, meditation and stuff like that. Now we getting into another image of Buddha himself, which this is the Sadahara Gautama. We gonna mix his lore from like Zeus and Jesus. Like they tried to give him a different image, but we gonna give him more like Jesus' image, somebody who tried to enlighten and like, you know what I'm saying, bring peace to the world. And you know, which enlightenment, ways of cooking and all that stuff came to which China and India actually supposed to have some of the best food, but I don't know what happened over the time. And in a stage of enlightenment and in like a meditation verse, like when they meditate and they do it the right way, they come out with a godly image similar to this, but their own, more their image like this. It may not exactly be the same as this, but they're known for coming out with gold images like Nirvana and stuff like that. This how we find out Pokemon is a lot bigger than what we thought, especially growing up as kids. Pokemon actually went through thousands and thousands, even millions of years, but this is how we gonna do it. We don't really believe in the millions of years type of thing. We gonna use some of the Pokemon as Buddhist deities, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the Buddhists used the golden lion and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna use Pokemon images for them. So this story also gonna wrap up with another clan. They call them Diamond and Pearl. We like them names. We gonna keep them. We gonna let them keep the names Diamond and Pearl. So boom, the Diamond and Pearl clan was roaming around. They wasn't exactly Buddhist. Let's say they believed in some of the spiritual teachings of Buddhists though, which they still had people chasing Pokemon and trying to possess the power of the Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Some of them was descendants of the legendary Pokemon users. And their verse clothing should have been around for a while, so it developed more to like the old ancient Chinese clothing and like Japanese clothing and stuff like that. The lands was still considered a vast piece of land with like, you know what I'm saying, rural, you know what I'm saying, mountainous land. Which brings us into the beginning of the Naruto story, the actual beginning with Indra and Ashura. Now, we don't know their full story and their real story, you know what I'm saying? So, boom, we're going to say this was like a being watching them and trying to be like a father figure to them because they knew they would be like strong or something. And because this is an anime lore, we gonna say these are the two that started the formation of shinobis, like, you know what I'm saying, why they came to be and stuff like that. And they used the Sage Clan symbol, and that's what we gonna stick them. There was also people building around this time, like those vast pieces of land was coming settlements and small communities to people who own. It's settlers, you know what I'm saying? They spelled it with a VS, but it's spelled with a US at the end. And it's like named after a fighting glove, but you can see that they got clothes and like they got martial arts building, you know what I'm saying? They got all the old ancient modern stuff. They still using the Roman Coliseum, like, well, it's a fighting stage, and it's like the Roman. It's basically supposed to be the Roman Coliseum, which should have been running until at least 500 AD when they did the timeline switch and stuff like that, until like the new ages and the new kings that shut down the old Roman Coliseum. Okay, let's get to everybody fan favorite series, Dragon Ball Z. See, we got this set a few years, like at least, but we gonna go more than a few years, probably a millennium, a few after like Sylvester's and Dragon Ball, and entering the Ashura story of Naruto. This is what Naruto and Dragon Ball relations and their history become interesting. Remember, Ashura and them was supposed to be like the founders and starter of the ninja, and Dragon Ball has ninjas in it. And this first great Shinobi War should have happened around the time, but you know what I'm saying, different. You have to take note that the first great Shinobi War actually start after a lot of wars in Naruto, like the original Otsutsuki War between Indra and Ashura, Hagoromo and his brother. They went to the Moon Shinobi. Then they had like another war. They had the Izanami War with the Uchihas, which would eventually lead to the first great ninja war after the Leaf Village was formed. Which before the Leaf Village, they had less ninja, you know what I'm saying? But they had ninja, but it wasn't as many, you know what I'm saying? And the birth of the Leaf Ninjas and all the other great nations would bring a lot more ninjas and more wars between manipulation, etc. These wars were streamed back to back, basically. But we know Lady Tsunade is somebody that still made it in the fourth Great Ninja War. She wasn't as active as a fighter, but she was one of the leaders. She played a big part in the second Great Shinobi War, which they got their name the legendary signing. Which if you read a book, it's a Jiraiya book. You know what I'm saying? It basically got lores from legendary signing. The story is a bit different. I ain't get to read it. You gonna have to go search and read it yourself. The third Great Ninja War spanned a few years later. You know what I'm saying? Lady Tsunade, they kind of, all them grown up. You know what I'm saying? They done been through the war. They done a lot. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff has changed, but a lot of stuff is still the same. Unlike the Boruto verse, which you know they stepping into technology and stuff like that. Goku should be grown by now, like, well, not grown, but like the age he was at the martial arts tournament, but like it's been a few years. Okay, this is one of the single most important parts, the fourth Great Shinobi War. This is what the storyline revolves around. This is what everything matters around. You know what I'm saying? But these wars, it happened a long time after the third Great Shinobi War. It's not like it didn't happen back to back like the other ones. Naruto is grown up, he was born. The third Great Shinobi War happened years before he was born. But bringing the world to the last shinobi is like the theme of the fourth Great Shinobi War. You know what I'm saying? That's like, which we know Madara had the Tsukiyomi stones, you know what I'm saying, the tablet, so he can try to help to bring the shinobis down. Okay, we know Boruto coming after the fourth Great Shinobi War because it was a few things happened, you know what I'm saying, after the fourth Great Shinobi War. But they settled down, they had children, but they still had shinobis, but the theme was still the last shinobi. Like that carried over from the fourth Great Shinobi War, which was one of the first statements of the show with the Boruto versus Kawaki. We know Shinobi's timeline is kind of unknown or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like, we got this happening after the Dragon Ball arc, which took place like around 730 or 770 something. So this after the Heian period, like this is around the Edo periods and, you know what I'm saying, Tokugawa periods, which Heian period dates around the time the Dragon Ball world is set in. You know what I'm saying? And Naruto, you know what I'm saying, the first Great Shinobi Wars and stuff like that is actually set in those times also. And remember we said the fourth Great Shinobi War happened years and years after that. So that would date the fourth Great Shinobi War around the Edo period and Tokugawa period. And the age of technology would be bringing in from Boruto, you know what I'm saying, which he would be the next generation. Okay, we gotta step into one of my favorite short-lived anime series, Tokyo Underground. Now, this anime is, let's say, this gonna take place, you know what I'm saying, this in more of the modern eras, but like, let's say 70s, 80s, and 90s, so we don't go past that, you know what I'm saying, so we stepping into more of the modern eras. Okay, now we stepping into the modern animes, you know what I'm saying, the present time, man. We gonna go with certain index magica. They go to school, they got religion, you know what I'm saying? They got all the same stuff we huge metro cities and everything, subways, stores and everything, you know what I'm saying? It's basically in modern times. Street Fighter is another modern anime with the times we are in. You know what I'm saying? Martial arts, you know what I'm saying? They got all the countries that made it, you know what I'm saying? London, you know what I'm saying? America, Japan, all of them has made it. Okay, I picked Yu-Gi-Oh! For some of the same reason as certain index mags because they in modern times, but they doing research on the pharaoh. It's not really about the pharaoh time. what I'm getting at, because the Pharaoh timeline is unknown truly. Like, you know what I'm saying? They act like they can't read the words and the timeline. So I dubbed it out and skipped it. I forgot to add this clip, so I'm gonna add it now. Pokemon made it again. Yeah, but this one is a reference to the Freemasons start in the 1600 unknown timeline. You know what I'm saying? They use different dimensions to, like, you know what I'm saying, the rule, they little thing, what's going on and stuff like that. They the rainbow ribbon on instead of the red, like Jesse and James. But this timeline goes in between Dragon Ball and the Naruto timeline. We're gonna stretch it in between Tokyo Underground and stuff, just to be safe and make sure we get it right.